Bam! What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Guess what? I already know the audio's working because I was waiting. I was waiting and watching. Good to see everybody. Welcome back on Thursday to yet another episode of Crypto After Dark. If you haven't hit the like button, go hit the like button. They cost $0 around here to hit like. It's $3 for nothing. You don't get paid. You don't got to do anything. All you got to do is hit the like button. And then magically, just like that, they're free. YouTube helps us out along the way up. All right, cool. Got a new camera location, new camera placement, little rod thingy, articulating arm type deal that is kind of got my camera right up in my grill, which is a little odd. Throws me off a little bit. I get used to it, so I might look at it and it throws me off. Don't just bear with me. It's supposed to be a better position and supposed to have a better refresh rate and quality. As such, we'll see. Going to talk about the market in general tonight, talk about the monthly charts, talk about the trend line, talk about the 200 moving average, a little bit of everything. I want to try to get it all in there. I know a lot of people are quote unquote bullish right now, but gosh, man, it's really hard to be bullish. I get it because we're looking at stuff and you're going, yeah, but it kind of looks like it could bounce. I get it. I know, I understand. I get it. I'm on your team. I want it to all go up, but I can't bet on that yet. I got to bet on stuff to fail first. Now, we'll see tonight that there may be some short-term up. Hang on a minute. We're lagging out. Stupid lag. It's so dumb. You're going to see tonight that some stuff might be temporary up. And I'm happy about that if it happens. But just be careful, okay? I think we may get some bearish retests here. And these bearish retests may be very, very gnarly. So let's start by saying hey to everyone. And then we'll kick this shit off right, all right? What's up, everybody? What's up, Frog with a Hat? Good to see you. David R. U-Boat. What's up, U-Boat? Crusader. What's up, dude? Good to see you as a newcomer. I like to see new people on here. Manolo. What's up, Manolo? Good to see you. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see Jeremy. Tom Pazderka. I think I said that right. Good to see you, brother. G Funkadillion. Seen him in there before. Educated Dummy. Dynamis. What's up, Mike Stevens? Rope-a-dope. Dope name, bro. Dynamis again. Mateo. What's up? JD Crypto. What's up, Frank? What's up, Nate S? So let's step into this first on what we see real quick on the daily for Bitcoin, right? I drew this really sharp white line right here because I wanted it to represent what I think is happening at the moment. Think we're getting some short-term up right now. Of course, that happened right in the middle of me opening shorts because I see head and shoulders forming on a lot of charts, and these head and shoulders tend to bear out pretty hardcore. I'm going to go to the futures chart here for a moment. Futures chart, let's not forget that there are some CME gaps way up here. I'll go back to that other chart in a second. There are some CME gaps up here. Damn lag. Why does it keep doing that, dude? I have like the best internet possible, and I keep lagging out. Doesn't make any sense at all. Like I have the best internet. The CME chart still shows me down, even though we're getting this temporary up. I don't want anyone to get fooled into a false sense of hope here. Things are still bearish until things change on a big scale. It could get uglier. Down on the 1 hour chart, if you go way down on the 1 hour chart, you see we're still kind of driving toward these trend lines here, and we haven't broken them yet. And it did get caught in this, area of support down here. Still trying to hold it, still holding strong. You keep getting these little sharp moves up with more failures shortly behind that. I'm hopeful that this stuff improves. I can always just close my shorts out. I'm more than happy for that to happen because I know most people aren't doing that. Let's pull up a regular Bitcoin chart, and you can see that we're still right underneath these trend lines. It's very close. Appears to want to go up. Okay. On a short-term time frame, 1 hour, all the indicators are pointing up. We put up a pivot line here. You see that the pivot line is directly in the way, and it hasn't broken that yet. So not only am I looking for a trend line break here on a very, very low time frame 1 hour chart, which I rarely ever pull up here, but let's be honest, this shit's gotten dicey lately. Not only do I want it to break this trend line, but I want it to get above 20,325. That's the crucial area right now. 20,325 is of the utmost importance. That will max out the RSI on the hourly. That'll put the MACD up above the 0 line, but it'll make it cross back down like it's already done, which again leads me back to the higher time frames. Let's go back to 4 hour. Back on the 4 hour chart, you see a similar tail. It's dancing around with the 50 line on the RSI, potentially breaking north of it. But as you see, it's been steady, hardcore resistance in the past. And until that pattern breaks, I must respect it. Okay, I must respect that it may continue doing that same thing over and over again. Put the moving averages up there. You kind of see that all the moving averages are in the way here. Your 821 is not, but your 50 moving average is dead smack in the way on the 4 hour. Right happens to line up with the pivot, which happens to line up with the trend line, which happens to make me think it's going to fail until it doesn't. Please understand, that's just the way I see it, and I hope that doesn't happen. Okay? Seriously, everybody, I hope the chart goes up. Really, really, really do. I want to see it go up for everybody. We can all make money together. I don't have a problem closing shorts. Number one, it feels good that I'm not betting against the market, because morally speaking, that means people are losing a shit ton of money. I don't want that to happen. But secondly, it's good that other people who refuse to sell are going to be in a good way. Okay? I want you guys to make money. I do. As you see on the 4 hour there, it's kind of hopped over the 8 EMA, and it's done this in the past, especially the last couple days, hopping over and then failing under, hopping over and failing under. Until we get something good here, let's be careful. And you even see back here that we had an 821 cross before it failed to 50. It may happen again. So that leads me to a higher time frame. Let's go to 12 hour. We're stepping it up here in time frames little by little. Precedential wise, meaning precedent, not president, precedent. This happened in the back here. It hopped over the 8 EMA before and then immediately failed. I kind of feel like the same thing's going to happen again. You've hopped over the 8 EMA here, but the pivot line is right in the way, and so is the 21 EMA. I feel like we may have some failure here. All your moving averages have turned downwards on the 12 hour. It looks like more down to me, or at best sideways, but not up. Let's hop up to the daily chart. Daily wise, 8 EMA is a steady barrier here. You haven't broken it in quite a while, and until it breaks it, I'm thinking it's going to stay under it. Now, I don't necessarily know that for sure. As you see, there's a hammer candle right there that formed off of S1. Yes, S1 is acting as a bit of support right now, which was roughly 20,000. That 20,000 number is crucial. And again, I said 20,300 something a minute ago. That's even more important. I want to see it hold. Really, really, really do. And I know 20,000 is a psychological number. But gosh, the longer it sits down here and hovers without doing much, the more chance there is for failure. And failure of a hard look. You know, RSI lagging again. RSI coming up off the floor, but still not good enough. MACD hasn't crossed up yet. You're on S1, but you're way under the pivot. Let's have a look at the cloud. Let's put that up there real fast like. We did this on Matic and Ethereum yesterday. All looks bad there too. There you go. Conversion line up here at 20,679 and pointing down. Why does it keep lagging? This is ridiculous, dude. Why are we, I don't get it. You like have the best internet possible and the streaming starts clipping in and out. It doesn't make sense. It's mind-boggling to me. What's the point in paying for nice internet if it doesn't work? Ugh. Thanks a lot, net neutrality. So, similar situation still. Conversion line is pointing down. Big resistance on the cloud. Even if you move up, you got resistance on the cloud here. Kind of leads you to believe that Even if it were to break into the cloud, it's just going to test the bottom of this trend line. It's way up here. Nothing looks great here. You're still 4 of 4 no on the cloud, on the daily. Let's go down the 4 hour and look at the cloud real quick. Maybe it's better down there. 4 hour on the cloud, dead smack bottom of the cloud. You do got the lag line over. Oh my God, lag. This is ridiculous. It keeps doing it. I see it over here on the right. It says excellent connection. Then why the hell is it lagging? It's so dumb. It's distracting too because it keeps popping up and catching my eye. Even if it gets up here and breaks the trend line, it's still stuck under the cloud. You know, the lag line is over the candles. I'll give you that. Conversion is still under the baseline though, and the cloud is still very, very much red. So give me some good news here. Give me something. Give me something that gives me some chance to say, hey, okay, that's better. What about like the 1 hour? Okay. The 1 hour doesn't look awful. It's trying to break over top of the cloud now, isn't it? Let's see if it's got the balls to hold up there. I'd like to see it. Really would. More than happy to close my shorts. I've been using margin tokens, which you see on the right here. No, I don't want to freaking send ads to everybody. I've been using margin tokens on the right here, as you see. I've got shorts running on XRP, Binance Coin, Atom, EOS, and Link. Wanted to short Matic, but it then went up really sharply and I couldn't. Stuck waiting. I know things are kind of sideways, but I wanted to get in a little bit early here on this. I wanted to get in a little bit early on my shorts to kind of try to catch the absolute top of it and get the most money I could. Kind of like why I don't like sharing my positions, because people want to copy me. I say it all the time. Don't copy me. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my money, and I want you guys to use your own money. I say that all the time. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, everybody, go hit like. They're free here. They don't cost anything, okay? The more people who we get likes from, the higher YouTube pushes us up on the algorithm chain. Let's look at Ethereum one more time. That's my Bitcoin analysis. I need to see it break the line. I need to see 20,345 break and hold. Give me some good news here and we can work it out. But man, I want my outlook to be better. It's just very grim until it changes something on the major side there. I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I can't. I need to see something bounce pretty hard here. All right, I need to see some bullish moves for the big time good. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to think it's bearish. It's been bearish. September is historically bad, and let's talk about that. Let's go to the all-time Bitcoin chart here. Go to monthly. Take all the indicators off. All right. Let's take our trend line. There's the lag again. God, it's so frustrating. All right, so I keep getting the spinning wheel over there. So frustrating. Here's my trend line that I've got pulled. 9+ years of holding it. Furthermore, let's quickly put up the 200-day moving average. 200-week moving average. Come on. Oh my God. Show up. Really? Now the indicator isn't going to work. Oh my God, this is incredibly frustrating. Why won't you just work? There we go. Historically speaking, this line has held very strong, the red line that you see here. It's never spent more than a couple weeks under it. And when it did go under, it held the white trend line. Similar situation here and here. And then we get to where we're at now, where it's going under the 200 moving average, failed it, and failed the trend line all at the same time. Hence why I say this is more bearish than bullish. I'd really like this not to be the case. But damn, look at it. What can I say? Let's pull some Fibonacci lines on it and have a look at historically what may happen. Let's go from the bottom of the trend to the top of the trend, right? Why not? From the bottom to the top here. Sure enough, we see that 382 line lines up just about perfectly with the 200 moving average on the week. Good confluence there of it not going to break it. If it doesn't hold here, where's the next bottom of this zone at? The next bottom of this zone is roughly 62,090. Now, you do have some small time support in here, and I mean small time support. And it comes all the way back here to December 17, the previous all-time high. That's all the support there is there. There's more support at 16,290 or roughly 16,300. The good support is down here at 11,622. Down around here. Honestly, I feel like this is where we're going eventually. Hence why I don't want to go long here and buy anything. Hence why I think everything here is short. I can't say go until something changes. Break a trend line. Break a fib zone and get me into a different fib level. Break back over that 200 moving average. Then we can talk. Till then, it's short, 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 short. I wish it was different. I can't go Jim Cramer on you and start smashing hammers around and shit because that's not the cool thing to do. But here we are. There's my monthly outlook. While you may get a short-term up right here, historically speaking, months have been bad for September. There's been 5 bad Septembers in a row. I could mark them out here. I don't think that's totally necessary. You get the point. Clearly, we're under a trend line. Even if you wanted to move it back just a touch to maybe there, still under the trend line. Still under it. So, a bearish retest. And then a fail. All the same to me. Still down. I'm more than willing to sit into some shorts until it changes. I don't mind the extra wiggle room that may come along with that. So, there's my monthly outlook. I think September is going to be grim. I've been saying charts were bearish for months. People didn't want to listen. Yes, I made some money on the way up a little bit here and there, but I'm always ready to sell and get back out because I realize things can turn bad really, really fast. So be careful, okay? Let's go over here to the comments. Oh, hold up. Martin Zcash, $10, he says. Zcash for $10 for Zcash. All right, hang on. 1 second. You know, every time someone donates here, we donate all the money away as well. Whenever you send money here, we donate that money away. Plus, we have a little drinky poo. So thank you for the donation, sir. We get that donated back out to someone else who needs it more than we do. Cheers. Be honest, that's the first drink I've had in a while. It's pretty darn good. I haven't drank much more. I haven't drank much lately. On the counters, I would rather recreationally use marijuana. It's easier on my body, and it helps my insomnia as well. Where alcohol is worse on me. So let's go see some comments first. What's up, Danny Deep Pockets? Good to see you, brother. Christian Fernandez Brown says good evening. Pete Navarro says go, Pat, go. You can go to hell, brother. Straight to hell. What's up, Jeremy Monroe? He's probably a little drunk. Osuka, good to see you. Knox, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Estefani Marie, hey, what's up? Cycling Cotton says hi, y'all. Hi, Cycling Cotton. Good to see you. Papa Nick says I like the new angle, bro. You just like looking at me. You know what else looks horrible? Your fantasy team. Keep talking shit, but Stafford infection is coming for that ass, and you're in trouble. I'm telling you, you're going to get surprised week 1. Alvin, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Chase Allman says, can I look at Anchor? I sure can. Go relax, bro. Hold on, what did he say? What's up, ladies and gentlemen assassins? Hold on, what did he say? I missed it. They must have said something funny. I missed it. I can't see. Cinematic Online. Good to see you, brother. I don't know. It's weird. It's lagging on my end. If it isn't lagging on y'all's end, that's great. But it still sucks when I see it over there fucking doing the spinning wheel of death. It pisses me off. Do you know who ICT is? Nope. September is bad because everyone in Fed programs, etc., is safe for the pass on the budget. Yeah, it's historically bad just for taking profits, like you say. Not to mention, summer's usually more euphoric. People spend more money, so people buy more. That's just basic psychology. DAG looks bad. Yeah, been saying that, bro. ER, let me see what you got right there. ERGO. You got DAG up there in H bar. Gotcha. We'll look at those. He says LMAO. Good morning from Denmark. Andreas, what's up, brother? What's up in Denmark? Represent, my friend. That's awesome. Are you into astrology and celestial cycles to analyze market at all? Hell no. To the no, no, no. No, strictly charts here. If it doesn't have to do with the chart, I don't want anything to do with it because everything else is after. And the charts are basically just ahead. Now, I get it. On a full moon, sometimes it's better. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand that has to do with basic human psychology. But also understand that human psychology is a small percent of what goes into actual buys and sales. Most of it has to do with computers. Inner circle trader, look into him, man. More precise PA if you're looking into actively options trade. I don't do many options. I do crypto. I'll short and long crypto because I can make more money in that than I can with options. Plus, the tax rate's better. Plus, I don't have to deal with Charles Schwab Street Smart, or I don't have to use Webull. It's easier that way. I don't have to worry about the options get manipulated, which sucks because that happens too. But yeah, price action is fine. That's just removing indicators and checking support and resistance and trend lines, which we already do here anyway. I can go all the way down to super, super, super small time frames as well as if you'd like. But the problem is it's hard enough to get people to listen to begin with. When you go way down on time frames, people turn shit off. They don't want to hear what you got to say because they see a bunch of lines and they think it's just scribble scrabble and they don't want to hear what you got to say. That happens all the time. Almost every time I do that, people say the same thing. That's why you're not going to see me do it that often. That's what he teaches, man. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I'm just a crypto guy. I can make more money in crypto than I can anywhere else. Yeah, he explains the pure manipulation of market. I believe in zero manipulation at all. 94, that's not correct. 92+% of trades are bot trades. That leaves 7.5% for everyone else to do stuff with. Half of that is not retail. That leaves you about 3.5 to 4% of retail. The 4% I don't care about. I really don't. I don't care about the 4%. I prefer to go with the 90%, which are mostly computers and mostly bots. And most of that stuff doesn't matter to me. I'm going to stick with what usually works, so I'm going to stay with that. How do you weigh candle patterns, reverse head and shoulders, trend lines, etc. versus technical indicators? How do you balance? I put it all together, Martin Zcash. I put it all together. I want multiple things, multiple confluences, multiple levels of things to come all together for me and give me a more precise answer than any one given thing. I put a lot of weight in trend identification. I want to see which direction the trend's going first. Trend's going up, I'll ride the wave. The trend going down, I'll ride the wave. I tend to stay out when the wave is down, or I'll short the market. And when I see a trend line break, we'll get right back to it. I'm saying it works in crypto. It's all algorithmic. Problem with algorithmic and fractals is they fail way more times than they work. I prefer just to not use them and stick strictly to what I know works rather than try guessing at what may or may not work. That sounds like a dick way to say it, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying it's easier just to read the chart than it is to worry about all the other stuff that I cannot control. And alcoholics say this a lot of times. That's a prayer that alcoholics say. Give me the strength to let go of the things I can't control. Well, that's exactly investing. You can't control this shit. You don't have the ability to. So just ride out what happens. Just ride out what happens. Let's look at some charts first. He asked for Zcash. Let's look at Zcash. I'm going to tell you, Zcash is hella underperformed. Hella underperformed. That's not the full Zcash chart. That's not either. I swear some of the data is missing on some of this stuff now. I feel like some of the data has been taken off the exchanges, which I'm not cool with. Give me all the damn data. I want all the data I can get. So we got multiple trend lines and multiple failure trend lines here. Nothing here of consequence yet that looks great. You had a really ugly Inverse hammer candle, which is that stuff that you're talking about right there. Just basic chart patterns. That looks bad for ZEC. Now, I will say that there's some support here that needs to break first. You've got support in this area around $47. You're at $59 right now. That's a pretty damn hard fall. There is some more support up here where you're at about right now at $59. So if $59 can hold and break this short-term trend line, you're going to get some more up. If it can't, which is my guess, you're going to get more down toward 47 bucks on Zcash. That's a high time frame prediction. That's not going to happen anytime quick prediction. I think that'll be a slow move. But that's our next zone down for ZEC, in my opinion. Anchor. Anchor is probably going to look bad. Yep, trend line still pointing down here. Basic stuff says nope. You also have some resistance here that never quite broke. You have some support, which is way down here. At 12 cent. I'm sorry, 0.012 cent, which is just over a penny. And you're at 3 pennies right now. That would be another 60% down. Boy, that's a long ass way down. Whew. So I see a short-term trend line here that could possibly be playing out. But gosh, that's grasping at straws. That's grasping at straws. Man, you may get some short-term up here, but this thing is pinned down below that 200-day moving average. And until that improves, I expect that 200 moving average to continue to push the price down. Just kind of the way I see it. Give me the strength to control the things I can, the serenity for the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's a very good way of putting it. It's a very good way of putting it. By the way, he donated another $10, so that's another drink. That's $20 going to charity, by the way. And we shall. That's Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire, by the way, which is the same as Fireball. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. Just what I had at reach real quick. I'm already getting hot and starting to sweat. Ethereum looks as though it's breaking this short-term trend line right here, doesn't it? Now, it's still pinned under some stuff, like I was saying earlier. Yeah, so it's got this pivot line in the way and the 200 moving average and the trend line in the way. Let's see you break it and hold it. I'm kind of leaning toward failure until it changes. Just the way I see it. That short-term up would be great. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see that. That, in turn, is actually a falling wedge right here. I'm more inclined to believe this falling wedge continues to fail and closes the CME gap, which we're approaching it, before we have anything super nice here. And if whatever little super nice you get right now is just going to equal to bigger failure when you get down here to the CME gap eventually. Matic. I got to do Matic too. Let me see if I can find these other ones somebody put up here. ERGO. By the way, I'm not discrediting what anyone says. As far as, this guy does this way, that. Everybody's got a different way to do things, and there's multiple ways to skin a cat here, and I don't want anybody to think they have to do it my way. I'm just giving you my interpretation of things and the way I see them. Feel free to take it or not take it. It's fine. I will say this. I win way more than I lose. And I wouldn't be here in this situation if I lost all the time. Okay? I don't see ERGO anywhere. Let me do a coin trader. This is going to be bright. Sorry, everybody. I'll flip this into dark as fast as I can here. Settings, appearance, background, black. Get rid of these grid lines. That looks god awful. Can't see anything here. These god awful grid lines. Okay. Log mode. ERGO. So you're still stuck under, you had this move up here, if this is the correct chart at $3.50. You had this move up here, but it hasn't really done much past that yet. I need to see it break this short-term trend line, just like I have on these other ones. Break this short-term trend line, and we're going to do a little bit more. Yes, it is forming a bit of a falling wedge on support, and it's already fallen a ton. Some more up here would make sense, but I need to see it break that trend first. Once it breaks this trend line, then we can talk more. But not until then. I would wait it out. DAG. Boy, these guys have been so pissed at me lately. How dare I say anything bad about their old precious DAG? DAG Cheds have a cult, bro, and they don't like you saying anything bad about their cult. I'm here to tell you. So we're in between S's and P's like this, which is support and pivot. When you're in between the support and in between the pivot line, I tend to fail. I tend to believe a failure is more likely than a success. It's just the way I see it. Not to mention, you have a really gnarly head and shoulders forming here on a high time frame. May take a bit to play out, but nonetheless, I see this failing, breaking that S1 and heading back to 5 cents, which is where some of the Chads said it would never go again. It'd never do that again. That would test that lower trend line and the pivot line at the same time. We could fail or could not fail from there because that is medium-term support right here around 4 cents. Boy, that's bad, isn't it? Fully possible. It is not currently a buy. We currently do not have a buy signal. Nope, you only have some mild confluences here that may even potentially rebound some. Until I see some more confluences, it's a no for me on DAG as well. H bar. Let's get way down here. All right, we're stuck in this yellow box like I thought it may be. Under the pivot, but over the support line of S1. Still no 821 buy. Still trending down. All your indicators are still short-term pointing down. I just can't get on the go train here. I can't. I'm sorry. I just don't see it yet. Even if I put the cloud up there on the daily, it's stuck under the cloud. The cloud should give you some confluence. The bottom of the cloud is where the pivot is, and it's 7 cents. Even if it hits 7 cents, that would still be bearish. I just can't go with it yet. I can't. The ticker ERG USD. Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect. ERG. That's what I need, the ticker symbols. All right. Yeah, okay. So that's much different. ERG is much different. This has gone far and away beyond where most have gone. Forming a bull flag here at the top. Very good. Can you hold this? Cool. If not, if this lag line bumps into these candles, I think bearish. You also have some bearish divergence from the indicators. So I kind of expect this to fail down here to $3 flat. I kind of see that's where I see this one going. Sorry about that. I wasn't sure on the ticker symbol. Now, I did Matic yesterday on the European stream. We talked a little bit about it there. But you got more bullish stuff than bearish stuff here, which is mind-boggling considering how the charts look. But bouncing off the top of this trend line, which is good. I'll move this cloud stuff out of the way so you can see a little better. You're snuck back over the pivot here, which is, I'm going to be honest, excellent. I was worried about this and I wanted to short this, but I couldn't because it didn't fail this trend line yet. I said this over in the Discord. We talked about this. No, you can't short DAG. You can only sell it. HDRN. Sucks for ERG. I know, right? ETH steady, ETH rejecting already, right? Short term. Let's see how it plays out. The day is young. Thanks, Jeremy. Too bad. Would love to short this, and I would, as I would strong. Yeah, I know. You're preaching to the choir on that one. Either way, I wanted to short this. Had one all lined up because, you know, as far as the margin tokens go, a lot of margin tokens showed that they were ready to try to short, except Matic. It didn't show it yet. And I'm like, man, just come on and do it already so I can short the shit out of you. Let me get this system going here. But again, it's trying to get up there and go. Now, it may short-term fail here. We'll see. But for the time being, I know it's a lower high, but it has broken the pivot. We must respect it that it's still going up and hasn't failed yet. Still not. Let's see. As a matter of fact, it's trying to turn back into an 821 buy signal. And it may even retest that 200 moving average at 99 cents or $1, which I believe I said on the European stream yesterday, that it may happen. It may actually get back to $1, which is wild. 11:30. Let's have a drink of water. And take a moment to talk about our Launch Pass in Discord. If you haven't done so yet, we have a link down the bottom for our Discord group and our Launch Pass link. That gets you full access to the Discord. What's the point in that, right? Well, honestly, we talk about this stuff all the time there. That's the whole point of our Discord, to talk about this stuff together and to come up with better decisions together as a group. Here's our Discord. We talk about stuff nonstop. We have multiple different places to talk about things, whether that be crypto, whether that be traditional equities and bonds and stocks, whether that's Forex. If you just like Forex, we have a Forex section. If you like leverage trades or scalping, low time frame charts, we have sections for that. Bots, hey, look, we got custom sections for that where you can write your own bots. We have a Pine script or Python chat where you can talk about coding your own indicators and coding your own strategies if you'd like. Into sports, we talk about sports and fantasy stuff. We got that for you. We have multiple private chats. We do 3 voice chats a week in the Discord where we talk only to you guys and not here on live streams. We get a little bit more in depth about what we're talking about. It's right down there. The general chat is free. You can come in there and hang out with us for free. It's down below for free. Or you can pay if you'd like. It's $16 a month. You'll make your money back rather quickly, by the way. There's plenty of ways to make money in our Discord. We talk about them all the time. Now, back to the charts. Let's look at HDRN. HDRN on Uniswap. My goodness, look at this thing perform. Had quite the run, hasn't it? In fact, it's got one big inverse head and shoulders here. Over the pivot, over R1. This is a hell of a performer as compared to most. Now, I will say, warning, that it's a bit oversold, a bit overbought, and the MACD is a bit high, and the pivot lines are getting tight. So you're already over R1. It's not a sell yet. That's the really interesting thing here. It's a very nice looking chart. Thank you for bringing it to my attention here. Yes, right here in Sniper's Alley, I kind of expect some failure at 0.529. I kind of expect failure there. Once that level gets hit, I expect pullback because all your indicators are already overbought, and I would expect the downtrend starts right there along with the rest of the market. Now, that doesn't say that that's going to happen, just kind of how I see things potentially working out. We'll see. Let's check on Ethereum real quick. Someone brought it up. I want to have a look at it. Yeah, 1 hour is already rejecting a bit here, but let's let it play out, okay? How's the 30-minute look? Let's go way down. Don't normally do this. Let's go way down. Broke the trend. I mean, hey, if it can dance around on top of that trend line, we may have something to work with here. All your other indicators are pointing up. Can't hate on that. Just got to get over this pivot line and over this trend line solid. 17 seconds to go, right? We'll see. I can imagine it's going to test this line again here in the next 30 minutes, and then we'll see after that. I'll be up till 2 a.m. watching this, so don't worry about it. I'll be back up again at 8 in the morning, attacking this again. It's part of the way this goes. Back to 1 hour real quick. Just check Bitcoin real quick. I've been hardcore monitoring everything lately, just because I know Septembers are usually rough, and that makes me want to get in here and watch it more, and I'm trying my best to get the absolute best entries and exits that I can. Man, this is tough. It looks good short term, but gosh, I know that's just like the bait on the hook to get you to bite it. I can't fall for it. Can't do it. Let's look at our other charts here. All these are just barely doing anything. Gosh, it's just not good enough yet. Just not good enough yet. You guys are seeing the internal conflict that I have when I sit here and do this. These little debates that I have with myself about, is it worth it or not? Gosh. Just don't know that it's worth it to take the risk yet. I need to see something more first. Prove it to me. Yeah, I can't do it yet. Not till I get some proof. Not till I get some proof. Thank you, Danny Deep Pockets. He put the link for the Discord group right over there on the right. You can click on that if you don't want to dig around for it. He put it in the chat right there for everyone to see. Real quick, let's go through some other assets. Let's start at the top right here. I got the first one with Algorand. Similar situation where it's trying to get over the 8 EMA, but it hasn't done it yet. You did bounce off one of these big time frame Fibonacci lines here at the 618, at the 6.8 line. I'm sorry, you fell below 618 already. Hovering in between the pivot and the S1 line. I expect this S1 line to get hit until otherwise noted. Prove it to me. It's stuck under resistance. I just expect it to fail. I'm sorry. I just expect it to fail. I'm not buying the bait yet. And yeah, it may go up and I may be wrong, but I just can't commit to it yet. Similar situation on ADA. However, I will say it's hopped over the 8 EMA here. So you got a solid chance that it runs up to at least the 21 EMA, which is possible. Yeah. Break that 21 EMA. We can test the pivot at 48 cents, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. One step at a time. I do think it likely will run to the 21 EMA though in time. That's ADA. AVAX. Still flirting around under the trend line, not falling for it yet, as you see. You've got multiple head and shoulders formed up here. Prove it to me that you're not going to fail. Prove it to me. Then we'll talk. But AVAX still looks short to me. I can't take the bait yet. Solana. Similar situation. It's just been short on top of short on top of short for Solana. Much ado about nothing until something changes. Hovering in a accumulation zone, which is this big red box right here that you see. This is all the big 786 line. Hold this level good. Fail below this box, ugly, real bad. Don't want to see that happen. XRP. Similar situation where you're in between the pivot and S1. All looks either sideways or down to me still. Prove it. This has been in nothing but a solid hardcore downtrend for a while now. Kind of something like that. We don't have to be perfect with this. Just get close. Prove it. Prove it level. XLM, similar situation. Major trend line right there. We're hovering way underneath it. You're bouncing around in between 786 and 886 right now. Really, really, really need you to see the break out of this level right here and prove it. Otherwise, more bearish and back down to S1 at 10 cents flat. Come on, show me something. I got nothing to go off of yet. Just like Ignacio said, we need confirmation first. FTM, everybody loves FTM, right? Similar shit, man. Come on, dude, break something, prove it. Give me some stuff to go off of here. Just isn't there yet. Just isn't. SHIB. Gosh. You went up and did your thing, and I made some money on SHIB here on this run up, and then it's had nothing but fail since. Bouncing in between pivot and support. Again, just give me something to work with. Prove it to me. I can't do this yet. Just can't. That's forming a Bart Simpson if I've ever seen it, which is nothing more than a bunch of jogging and then failure, okay? Gosh, hate to see that happen. I know people refuse to sell their SHIB. They think they're making millions of dollars with it. I know people who did make really, really good money, and then then they lost it all. Why? Because they refused to sell. I talked to them personally. So this one ran up and slapped that pivot already, and then failed. Kind of expect the other ones to do something similar potentially. Flirting with failing more here. Didn't mean to draw that line, but it worked out. YFII. Back to 846 looks totally realistic to me, and if it can't hold that, back to support around 583. This may take a week to play out. Honestly, I kind of leaning that way now. Maybe next week being the week of ugly, and this week being kind of up and sideways. We'll have to see and play it out one thing at a time. I will say that charts rebounded very rapidly today. I expected more failure, but they immediately popped right up after opening and closing. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, see, it reclaimed that loss it had earlier when we said it was getting rejected. That 30-minute candle came right back up there and ran up to that same point. That's what I was saying might happen. Testing that same level again. Yeah, testing that same level up there again. You're not going to have that gap on there. Actually, it did form a tiny little gap down here. A tiny little gap down there. Let's see. That's not a CME gap, though, is it? Nah, I don't think it is, but it may close it. Either way, came up and slapped that level. Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll do it again. Not buying the bait until it confirms. Did I see LUNC pumping? One thing you'll never hear me say here is the word pump or the word dump. Those are trigger words to get you to make emotional decisions. You're just never going to see me saying them. I refuse to get involved with Luna. I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with any of this. What I've learned is everything behind them has nothing to do with technicals. It's all about manipulating the supply and demand and making money for themselves, not for anyone else. So for that reason, I won't be touching Luna, Luna C, or anything or the such. I'll be staying back watching all this happen. I don't want any part of it. This isn't pumping to me. I don't believe pumping is what you do with on oil rigs. You're never going to hear me say such terms regarding assets on this channel. I just don't think it's necessary. STRNGR had a gnarly wick a few days ago, hit $3.60-ish. Let's have a look at that one. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. Yep. Matter of fact, it did. Threw a really interesting candle right there. Didn't do much with it. Just kind of confirmed more fail, but we've had a couple good days after. Now pivots at roughly $2.95, and it can't get over it. More down or sideways in the future. Not giving them any more of my money. Not something I'm interested in at all. I had a short right here on Matic that said buy it, and I don't know why I had that. I think I just set it at a random number, but I think I was making an example of how to set a trend line, possibly. Maybe that was it. Either way, not important. Total market cap. Been looking at this one pretty closely. Also see this one breaking a short-term line. See that? Kind of peeking its head over that little white line right there. Again, this is short-term, so you may just get more of this and then some down. I can't be for sure, but I know that it's formed out some really, really ugly formations here. That's nothing but a head and shoulders, folks. I'm not falling for that shit. That looks like a head and shoulders or more down to me. I don't want any part of it. Buying into this is a bit of bait and switch. Again, I don't want to be the sucker here. Look at the dollar index. Look at how the dollar performed. Been watching this very closely, which tends to work inversely, but not always. So one thing the government said they'd be doing in September was removing money from the market, which is the opposite of quantitative easing. So it's supposed to make the dollar worth more. And as you see, the very first day of September, the chart runs up to 20-year highs. This is a 20-year high on the dollar index. I believe that 112 is in order right here. It may take a bit to get there. And if that's the case, I think you'll see crypto inversely go down on the cause of this, because there is fluidity with market cap and US dollar matching opposite of each other. We talked about this on the Tuesday stream when we saw that the dollar index was kind of moving back and forth and showing really, really sharp, gnarly movements. Got a lot of volatility here. And for that matter, we're still getting a lot of volatility. You're going to get that because this month just started. The end of the quarter is at the end of the month. That's the end of the third quarter, which leads us into the fourth quarter. Just because I get paid at the end of the quarter doesn't mean anybody else doesn't get paid. You can guarantee other people are going to be getting their dividends and getting their stipends and taking their money too. If that's the case, you can expect charts to go down. Simple as that. It's just the way I see it. All right. It's not to say it's going to happen. That's the way I do my analysis. It's worked very well for me. I've made a lot of money doing it. Let's look at some top assets. Let's start with Apple here. Apple's had a really rough go of it. It made this really excellent trend right here, only to get shot down at the top of its trend, showing it was in a downtrend, failing this uptrend, coming back and closing the gap that it created over the weekend on the 29th of July. Now it's formed a bit of a hammer candle. Let's see if it can pull out of this rut that it's fallen into over the last few days. Now that's bouncing off the 382 fib, which isn't necessarily a bullish remarker for Apple. Apple's historically ran around the 618 line. You see I already have that line marked out at $145 on Apple. I think that happens in time. me show you a very, very interesting chart, which is Amazon. Amazon had a big gap, and look what's happened. This big, humongous gap that formed seems to have just about or closed. One of the two. I mean, you could argue that it's already closed. Very gnarly gap. If you were playing a put option right here, you killed it. You absolutely killed it because this gap eventually closed. Pull a trend on it here. You see it's kind of trying to get back to it, but hasn't yet. Let's see if it can fall out of this gap area and get back above it and test that white trend line. No guarantee here, but it was still super interesting to watch it come down to that gap. If it can't break it, well, it's going to come back to support, which I see right around this area at $116 for Amazon. Any particular reason Amazon's failing, everybody? Bad news. Now, everybody still uses Amazon just as much as they were before. This is just a downtrend, folks. This is how it works. When it's a downtrend, you must back off and watch it fail. Tesla, similar situation. Still failing, bouncing off the 382 fib, showing that there's good confluence there. I don't think this holds long term. There's still a gap to around 251, 250, call it 250. You're at 277 right now. That's a pretty gnarly fall, isn't it? Now, that might take a bit to happen, but I believe eventually it comes back down to around 250 at least, because there's also support there. That support I see getting eventually tested. And when that testing gets done, potentially some more movement up, but not yet. One thing at a time. Bro, Danny D Pockets, let's go. He said, please go hit the like button and subscribe. Yes, go hit subscribe. It's free. No one's going to charge you anything to subscribe around here. It doesn't cost anything. Yeah, our Discord is free for the general members. It's $16 a month for anyone who wants to be a member. We do this nonstop, 24/7, 365. There's a reason why we're doing well, and it's not because we fail. We lose sometimes, but we win way more than we lose. That's just the mathematics of it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in. Berkshire Hathaway. I talked about this one a little bit today. Goodness. You know, I don't know if this plays out because we've seen this happen before where Head and Shoulders have formed out. But goodness, you can't deny the Head and Shoulders right here on Berkshire Hathaway. Goodness, that means Warren Buffett, right? If this fails, it's coming back to around 235, 240. Gosh, that's a really big fall for Berkshire Hathaway. It's at 282. What would that mean? Well, obviously a bunch of millionaires and billionaires are just going to buy more. But I think it could happen. I definitely think it could happen. You're seeing a lot of pullback in a lot of charts. And if this keeps happening, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. You're going to get more of the same confluence over and over and over and over again. I would love to see this stuff come back up and start performing well. But damn, if this doesn't look bad, like it's going to come down here to 240. I mean, one must be realistic, right? Hey, look, we got a Zoom after the stream. I've already got it set up. Look at there in 5 minutes. Let's look at gold real quick. Gold still pulling back like we thought it would. Smacked the dead on the damn sniper's alley right here. Still in it at the moment. Can it come up out of this? If so, key level to break would be 1707 for gold. Now it's still under this really ugly trend line. It did test it. Break 1707. We could talk about 1760. But it needs to break 1707 first. Once we get over 1707, we can talk about it going a little bit higher. Not until then. Silver. Everyone loves to talk about how manipulated silver is. I can't control manipulation, so quit worrying about it. It doesn't do any good. Did go down to around 1272, and is showing you potentially wants to pop back up to around $18.10. Get there first, because if not, we're coming down to $17.10 instead of $18.10, and that's just more down. Do we have any confluence that area? Yes, we do. We're sitting on S1 right now. That's good. Let's see it break $18.10, and then we can talk about higher for silver, but not until then, okay? Not until then. Where do you see SE going? Well, let's pull it up and have a gander, shall we? Which one? I got multiple SEs, but I think you're talking about C Limited. Goodness gracious. Short term up, but that doesn't mean it's bullish. Only because you're bouncing off of S1 right now. You very well could come back up to $66.50, but even that wouldn't be bullish. That gets you stuck in the mud. It gets you stuck in the mud. If it doesn't hold here, she's coming back down to $50. Gosh, that's a big fall. Man, just the way you say these things and you hear the numbers and you see the large amount of fall that could happen, kind of tells you that things will get there's be a little bit of despair in the market. I don't want that. I don't want despair for anyone. But damn if it doesn't like it's going to happen some. Gosh. Silver's in an ugly downtrend. Damn right it is. I like GMX recently. Do you have any thoughts there? Let's have a look at it. GMU, not GMX. Is this the one you're talking about? GMU? Or do I have to go over here to GMX? Yeah, okay. Take this volume off. Volume is not useless in crypto, but such a hit and miss indicator that I don't bother with it. Yeah, you got a good trend riding right here on GMX. Let's see how long she can last. Doing pretty well so far. It did have a lower high, but it made a higher low, so it had the continuation of the uptrend. Very nice. You've already broken this one. Short term, you could come back down to around $46, but that would still be kind of bullish because it would still be moving upward beyond where support levels are. You got good support if you can hold it up here. Listen, just be careful. You're going to notice something here about charts where you got 2 or 3 or 4 that look good and you got thousands that look bad. Please understand that that means the sentiment is more negative than positive. And I got to be honest, when the tide starts going out, all ships go down with it. So be careful. Don't go driving your boat around in iceberg water. You're liable to get knocked out. I don't want to see that happen. But it does look better than most, I'll be honest. It clearly looks better than most. So, 2 minutes left. That was a hell of a live stream. I think we had 60 people on at peak. 50 people liked, 52 people on here currently. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate this. It's been a really long day and I'm kind of tired. We got to Zoom up after this over in the Discord. If anybody would like to jump in there and become a member, we'll be talking about this late into the night. We'll jump on and look at any other chart. Anybody's got questions, you can talk to me one-on-one. We get in there and talk personally all the time. I try to answer every single DM that comes in. I can't answer them all, but I try to. Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday to do this all again on Tuesday afternoon. We may be moving the stream till 10 p.m. instead of 11 p.m. to try to accommodate more people because I realize that's 7 p.m. out there on the West Coast or the left coast. I can't do it much earlier than that because the family's still here. We don't really go to bed till around 9 or so, and that's when the kids start to go out. So, thank you all for coming. I'll be back. I'll leave you with this. You could have been anywhere in the world, but in the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G., you chose to came here and hang out with me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll see y'all on the next live stream. Y'all be good, man. Peace.